All right, where do I even begin?
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
Exciting news, okay? There is a new episode up on fortheculturepodcast.com. You need to get your life, okay? For the Culture Podcast has recently put out an episode on Tuesday. It's entitled Shackled Values, where we talk about Tina Campbell's Pennywise built ass forehead and her trash ass Christian values that led her to vote for pussy grabbing Donald goddamn Trump. So go ahead and get your lives over there. Justin and I are very excited to keep this shit going. You guys are really visiting the site fortheculturepodcast.com, and you're really creating a lot of traffic and making us popping on social media. Girl, I think if you search For The Culture Podcast, we're the first one that comes up on Google, I think. Don't mark me out. Somebody test that shit out, because when I did it, it worked. And we showed up. If you search For The Culture Podcast on Google, will you get us? I want to know in the comments, okay? So get your life. I also wrote up a cute little piece about some of the topics of this video on patreon.com/Asian Expression. Now, how Patreon works, girl, there are different tiers, but the first tier starts at $1 a month. $1 a month. Where do we start? There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. I want to talk about Miss Amanda Seales. I think that's how you say her name. Say her name, say her name. When no passports around her. Bitch, she told you hoes to stop buying Jordans. And why are you buying Jordans, girl? Why are you buying Jordans when you don't have a passport? There's so much to dissect with some of the tweets that she said. You know, she had been being dragged all across social media for the type of tone-deaf bullshit that she has been spewing. Now, Amanda Seales, if you don't know her, she is, I think her name is Tiffany. I think her name is Tiffany on Insecure. She's the bougie bitch that I don't like on Insecure, okay? I never featured her on her character on Insecure. She came across as over the top. She came across as very classist, and that's not something that's within my spirit. I don't like that type of bullshit. So I said, okay, girl, that's just the character separated from the person. But here we are again dealing with the bullshit. She literally went on Twitter and said, girls, why are you guys over here buying Jordans and shit when you need to get your passport straight? It's just like, girl, what? Where's the correlation? I'm not finding any. Bitch, I'm not finding, like, is the p-value 0.06? Because it's definitely not 0.05. There's no significance. There's no significance, girl. That's for the hoes that took a stats class. There's no causation. Why would somebody need a passport if they are not traveling? If they're staying their ass in their whole ass hometown, why would they need to go and fill out all this motherfucking paperwork, pay these fees, wait all these months to get a passport when they're not over here traveling internationally? It would make sense, Amanda, if you were talking specifically to somebody, say, whose career is starting to grow, their entertainment career is starting to grow, and instead of making sure that they're able to go to international bookings and stuff for people who may want them in London or who may want them in Australia or something like that, instead of that specific person or those specific people worrying about that, they continued on to buy Jordans, for example. Like, that would make sense. Like, girl, these people are out here wanting you to come to their country to do some shit at different venues, and you're sitting over here just being very complacent. That would make sense if you're talking specifically to that type of audience. But you're over here generalizing all people, saying, well, girl, instead of worrying about, essentially saying, girl, instead of worrying about these iPhones and shit, you need to be worried about a passport. Ain't nobody trying to go to goddamn Ukraine or Iceland, girl. Like, bitch, I understand you if you have this comedy tour or whatever. If you are this superstar, then yes, you should obviously have a passport so that you can continue to take advantage of opportunities that will help your career. Obviously, yes. But girl, let's not equate. And the thing is, passports and other things are viewed as like symbols of status or some type of shit. There's no correlation. And a lot of people in positions of power and they have money, they tend to talk down. They tend to use that type of tone. And that's really what pissed me off the most, the tone that was used. They tend to use this type of classist ass tone, just like Tiffany from fucking Insecure. Okay? They use that classist tone and talk down on people who are literally, you know, working 9 to 5, busting their ass. So if you claim to have this fountain of knowledge, you claim you're that girl about finances and shit like that, you claim you're that budgeting girl, why don't you offer classes? Why don't you offer some type of pamphlet? Girl, if you claim to have all this knowledge, give it out, give back, girl, give back. You can worry about a passport and they gotta worry about what the fuck the next meal is gonna be, girl. It's not that simple, and I hate when people talk down. If you are in a position of power and you have advice and you have knowledge and you have a certain skill set, put together a class, put together a presentation, put together a motivational fucking speech or module and give back to these communities who, honestly, if it wasn't for these fucking communities, you would not be sitting on the money that you're sitting on today. Give back. Give back. Don't talk down on people who may not have as many resources. Give back, girl. And that's it. So really quickly, I want to talk about Eminem, and everybody's going up for him. He did release some hot ass bars at that freestyle bullshit. I am gay, so I'm not sure what's going on with that in that area of hip hop and BET and shit like that, but I know that I saw a video of Eminem over here spitting some hot ass bars. They were incredible. They were great. And he was just dragging the shit out of Donald Trump. Not only that, he was dragging his fans who were Donald Trump supporters. I'm glad that he did that. I'm glad that he's using whatever platform that he has to make sure that Donald Trump is being fucking dragged and read for filth. I appreciate that. But what I am kind of weary of is people all of a sudden acting like this was the first time in rap that this was ever done. This was the first time. I mean, I forget his name, but he went on Twitter. He's this guy who does videos dragging Donald Trump. He's this white guy. I forget his fucking name. But he was just like, girl, I had my doubts about rap, but after seeing this, it really made me think. You know, I'm really happy about this. It's like, girl, and they proceeded to drag this shit out of him. Because, I mean, again, sitting from his window of privilege, that's the first time he ever saw rap talk about how trash the government was. Let us not act stupid. Let us not play dumb, sis. They proceeded to drag us out. Like, girl, we've been having shit from fuck the police on down. We've been having shit critiquing society, critiquing how black and brown people have been treated in this country, especially by their government. We have been doing the damn thing. So for you guys to give me this Miley Cyrus treatment of hip hop, acting like we haven't been doing this, and all of a sudden Eminem comes out of nowhere and just everybody's like, oh my gosh, we've never seen anything like this. Girl, shut the hell up. And this is what we mean by white privilege, that even in a genre created for and by us, a white person can still come down here and do something that has been done 100 times before and is viewed as the holy fucking grail. This is what we mean. And this is why we are very weary of white people participating in hip hop and shit like that, because it's just like, in order to participate in hip hop correctly as a white person, you first need to realize that you are standing from a position of power and privilege, and you need to dive into the culture, you need to understand it, you need to also not overstep. So it takes a very conscious person to do that in the first place. And half the white people that I've encountered don't have the ability to separate appropriation from assimilation. And that's a very easy to understand topic. So I know a lot of them aren't ready to really participate in hip hop in a way that's fucking constructive. So that's what we mean. This is what we mean. Eminem is a whole homophobe. What are you talking, like Eminem has been homophobic as fuck, still uses homophobic slurs. He loves to talk about how he bashes the fuck out of women. Like, girl, he's homophobic and misogynist and sexist. So I'm just like, I'm not going to give him no type of pass. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, girl, like, you are some Jesus to hip hop. I'm not going to do it, girl. I'll need to be highlighting all the motherfuckers who've been talking about this shit the whole goddamn time. This is what I'm talking about. So Eminem, girl, I'm glad that you said what you said, but I'm still not giving you a pass for the trash man that you are, okay? You're still trash. It's just that you drag Donald Trump, who honestly participates in some of the shit that you do, okay? And speaking of Trump, girl, I really wanted to talk about how Ivana Trump and Melania Trump are over here acting like the White House, like the Real Housewives of the White House. I mean, Ivana Trump, this is now Donald Trump's ex I'm talking about. Ivana Trump went on ABC, I think, and said, girl, what did she say? She said, girl, I have the direct number to the White House. I'm basically the first lady. She went on there dishing all types of tea, and it turns out that she has a book. And so we kind of wanted to understand what Melania was kind of feeling about what she was saying, what Ivana Trump was saying. And Melania essentially said, girl, I don't know her. I don't see her. I'm gonna read that bitch. She was essentially saying, you know, Ivana Trump is over here trying to sell books. I'm a first lady. I'm the first lady. So I'm not sure what she was talking about. I thought that was interesting. It was interesting to hear some of the things that Donald Trump said about his sons, like the fact that he did not want Ivana Trump to name him Donald Jr. because he literally said this, and this is a baby we're talking about. He said, what if he grows up to be a loser? So It really, I'm glad that Ivana Trump is out here dishing the tea, just so, even though I know she thinks that Donald Trump is still a great guy and she's still whatever, She's stuck in this perfect delusion, not illusion, I said delusion. I'm glad that she's spilling even more tea. I want him to continue to be under more and more fire. I want him, because apparently there have been reports out saying that he's unraveling. He seems to be even more unstable than normal, and that says a lot because he is built on instability. I'm glad, I hope that he continues to unravel, just like his White House advisors and aides say that he is doing right now. I hope he continues to unravel, just like his legislation, just like anything he tries to pass, just like his IQ points. I hope that he continues to unravel before our eyes. Ivana Trump, thank you for bringing this to the light. I'm so disappointed that the White House is now reduced to some type of reality TV show, but here we are. Half of America voted for him, so this is what you dumbasses get.